He didn't conquer the things that they would imagine that he would conquer, but he conquered the divide between us and God and the things that threatened to tear us apart from God and from one another. But that didn't like have this tangible circumstance shifting vision that they imagined for what Jesus's entry into the world would look like. And when I think about like what the hope of the Christmas story could and should and might be for us is that many of us come into spaces like this, and this is a wonderful, beautiful day of great joy. Like I love this day, getting to come together and to worship and doing all these services and seeing familiar faces and new faces and getting to rally around the same story. I love that kind of thing. But what I love more than that is watching the way that the Christmas story transforms not always the circumstances of people, but almost always certainly transforms the hearts of people as we allow it to. And this is like kind of a hot take as a pastor. It's not like probably the most pastoral thing I've ever said up here, but I really do enjoy Christmas Eve. But preaching on Christmas Eve, I can like take or leave it. Like I don't necessarily, like I'm kind of the person that likes like new stories and fresh things, right? Like I want to look at new things. And as long as I've been a Christian and been a pastor and preaching, the Christmas story, to my knowledge, has not changed. There's been this entry of this baby born in a manger, and we're usually preaching out of the story in Luke 2. And I kind of always hope that the circumstances of this story can change. And I've tried to reverse engineer it and re-engineer it in different ways to find it. And I've not ever been able to find it. But every single year, even before I was a pastor, and certainly as a pastor, as I've dove into this story and I've reread the story in Luke, every single year, even though it doesn't circumstantially change, it does change my heart's perception of the story every single time I read it. Like I pull something new out of it every single year. When I think about what the promise and the hope of the Christmas story is, it is not the Christmas story is about changing our circumstances, but it is about the Christmas story radically finding ways to transform and change